The sole purpose of this video is to provide a basic overview and orientation of your new apparatus. This video is not intended to act as or replace individualized driver-operator training. Individual fire departments may base guidelines, policies, and procedures tailored for best practices. Pierce Manufacturing and Hughes Fire Equipment representatives are not liable for injuries caused from acts resulting from actions inconsistent with the information provided within this video and/or accompanying manuals. Refer to the Operation and Maintenance Manual for complete details relating to the components and features of this apparatus. Only trained personnel should operate this vehicle or perform maintenance. You are responsible for learning how to operate this fire apparatus under all conditions without having to refer to the manual while operating at an emergency incident. This video will discuss types of warnings and caution labels. It is your responsibility to locate and identify each of the labels and understand the importance and associated hazards. Warning labels will point out procedure that must be taken or action that must be avoided to guard against the possibility of serious injury or death. Caution labels will advise you that there is a risk of damage to property if certain precautions are not followed. Continuous training, reviewing of operation and service manuals, developing good standardized practices will assist driver operators with a more complete understanding of the components and operation of this fire apparatus. As the driver operator of this vehicle, you are responsible for understanding the function of each component of the apparatus, maintaining control of the fire apparatus at all times while in operation. Make operational and functional changes while operating at an emergency without having to read operator's instructions or safety warning labels. Operate manual override and emergency shutdown procedures immediately if a component fails to operate properly. Components location may vary with each Pierce fire apparatus. Review the exact location of each component prior to operation. Major inconsistencies between your vehicle and the information contained in this video should be directed to your sales representative. Safe operation of any vehicle is the responsibility of the driver operator. You must learn the location and function of all controls, switches, gauges, valves, inlets, and discharges. Due to a higher center of gravity, heavy trucks have a significantly higher rollover tendency than other types of vehicles. To reduce the risk of rollover, avoid making sharp turns, excessive speed, and avoid abrupt maneuvers. In the event of a rollover crash, an unbelted person is significantly more likely to become injured or die than a person wearing a seatbelt. In the event of a crash, unbuckled occupants can also become a hazard to other occupants, as they may be thrown around inside the cab. Seatbelts are required while in operation. Please refer to your warranty certificates for details and information enclosed in your manuals. Customer-installed equipment must be mounted to withstand road travel and comply with NFPA 1901. Modifications such as drilling holes or welding to structural frame components of the chassis are not permitted. Contact Pierce for instruction and review of non-structural sheet metal or other dissimilar metals for modification. Follow the radio installation guide for further assistance on installing or mounting electronics. Before placing your new apparatus into service, perform a primary inspection of key components of the apparatus, including all fluid levels, anti-lock braking systems, electronic stability control, and automatic traction control. Weigh your apparatus to ensure that it conforms to axle and brake ratings. Never exceed the gross axle rating printed on the label inside the cab. Exceeding these ratings could lead to reduced component life, personal injury, or death. Review the use of auxiliary braking systems, compression brake, exhaust brake, electronic retarder, and hydraulic retarder. Before placing the apparatus in service, refer to the operational maintenance manuals. Information on the operation and maintenance functions for the components such as the pump, pressure governor, and foam systems, along with other options, is provided in either the Pierce manuals and/or other manufacturer support information delivered with the apparatus. If you need more information, please contact Hughes Fire Equipment. Congratulations, Henderson, Nevada, on your new fire apparatus, job number 31652. Please utilize this job number when referencing your new apparatus with Hughes Fire Equipment and Pierce Manufacturing. Let's get started on a brief orientation of your new apparatus. Starting on the passenger side bumper face, you'll find an electronic siren. Moving just inward of the electronic siren, you'll find dual air horns. And in the center, you'll find a T82 unit identifier. Moving upward, you'll find your bell. Just inward of that location, you'll find 2 attachment points. And located in the center, you'll find a covered storage area for hose. Moving to the passenger side bumper, you'll find your mechanical siren. Moving down from that location onto the right and left side of the bumper, you'll find an emergency warning light. Let's move now up onto the body itself, the headlight cluster, low beam on the outside, high beam on the inside, and on the angle you'll find your turn indicator arrow. Moving up from that location, you'll find a cluster of emergency lights, and located under the Pierce logo, you'll find the latch for your hood. Moving up onto the windshield, you'll find 3 windshield wiper blades on the seamless one-piece windshield. And moving further up onto the very top, you'll find your running lights. On the right and left side of the vehicle, you'll find your emergency warning light bar. Here are a few close-ups of those areas, and we'll talk about those in the next set of images. This is the bell, horn, and also siren. This is going to be your mechanical siren. Located in the center, tubbed storage location for hose or tool storage. And located just underneath the Pierce logo, this latch is for opening the hood. Inside the hood area, we'll find the fill location for your windshield wipers. Moving to the other side, you're going to find your directional for tilting the cab or lowering the cab, and also a push button. Close-up of the headlight and emergency light cluster. Let's move now up to the top. First, there is a set of running lights also on the bucket itself. Moving up from that location, there are 4 emergency warning lights. Located in the center, you're going to find your opticom, and all the way up to the very top, you'll find a forward-facing adjustable floodlight. Let's now take a look underneath the bucket here. We're going to find first a drain valve. Moving to the very rear section, you'll find a downward sprinkler. And then also left and right side in black, you're going to find rubber stoppers here. Located just outside of the rubber stoppers near those access panels, you'll find 2 downward facing floodlights. And then toward the very back, you'll find 2 attachment points. On the side of the apparatus, you'll find battery charger and crew cab AC shoreline inlets. When plugged into shore power, this will illuminate regarding maintenance of your battery. We look underneath the apparatus, you'll find 2 wheel chock storage locations. These are for folding wheel chocks. And then just to the right, you'll find a pull-out step. Moving upward from this location into the roll-up compartment, compartment number 2, you're going to find these pull-out style tool boards. They move left to right and also pull out. Up in the upper left-hand corner, you're going to find your air outlet chuck and also the air shutoff valve. Moving overhead, you're going to see side-facing floodlight and also storage location. Just down from this location to the right, you'll find this compartment, which houses some electronics. First, in the upper left-hand corner, your battery charging system. You'll find 2 breaker boxes in this panel, one for shore power and the other for generator power. Let's take a look first on the left-hand side here. When plugged into shore power, this will activate your auto charging system. That will also illuminate that information in the window behind the engineer's seat. This is going to be your S1, which is your shore power. You can see there are 2 breakers here. And moving to the right, you'll find additional breakers. This is for G1, which is your generator power. Here's some information regarding the continuous power supply ratings. And as we look to the placards itself, you can see S1 for your air conditioner and EMS receptacles. Once again, shore power. And then G1 stands for generator, and these are your associated breakers for those individual items. Underneath this area, you're going to find storage location for your outrigger pads. And as we move to the next compartment over, behind these compartment doors, you'll find first a push-on or a push-style switch here for reel rewind. And up in the left-hand corner, you're going to find your generator operational panel. And to the right, you'll find a 200-foot electrical cord reel. Let's take a look at that push button. This is your cord reel rewind. It is a 120 VAC 20 amp and 200 feet long. Generator power location has your generator switch for on and off and additional information here in those gauges. You're also going to find your cord reel here, 200 feet once again, and then the holder for the actual end of the cord reel is on the right-hand side of the cord. Let's move down to the body itself. We're going to take a look. Blue cap indicating your DEF. This is a 4.5 US gallon tank. And as we look also in this vicinity, you'll find an emergency light and also this danger warning label regarding electrical shock. There are 4 abilities for SCBA bottles here. The third is located in the center. It's a pull-up style. And as you can see, the silver cap is your ultra low sulfur diesel fuel only. Silver for diesel, blue for DEF. Additional bottle storage location. And on the side of the apparatus just beneath this, you'll find a 20 amp outlet. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next compartment. As we look inside, you can see an adjustable fixed shelf and also LED lighting. As we move down to compartment number 7, at the very base, you're going to find underneath the compartment, you'll find your outrigger pad and also the ability to hook in a winch type or securing device onto the side 2 by 2 inches. That's located here. Let's move now to the rear section of the apparatus. Let's identify a few of the items here. First, left and right turn indicators. You also have just up from that your brake turn, and then just up from that in white you'll find your backup lights. We'll talk a little bit about these set of switches here in the next set of images. I have some close-ups of those. And as we move further up to the very top, I would like to point out a warning label regarding here. Because hose comes off the rear section of the apparatus, there is a possibility for entanglement, and that's why we have this warning label located here. At the very top, a 360 light, emergency warning light, and just beneath that, an additional warning light. As we move to the center section up high, you're going to find your traffic advisor, and then just above that traffic advisor, you'll find your backup or reverse camera. Let's go ahead and move all the way back down to the bottom. You're going to, just above the bumper, you'll find 2 red on each side emergency warning lights. You'll also find some attachment points. There is also a warning label regarding the use of those attachment points. Take a look at that. Located in the center, you'll find your aerial inlet. And then just to the right of that aerial inlet, one a gauge, and then the other is inside this access door, your aerial drain. Moving up to the number 8, which is going to be the roll-up compartment door where the T82 is located. Those are going to be your ground ladders. As we talked about, we have hose bed lights and also rear scene lights. And as we look in the very top left and right side, you have additional hose storage locations here that run all the way forward of your ladder area. Located in the small compartment, you're going to find this compartment, which houses your interface for moving and operating your stabilizers. You have a diagnostic interface. You also have power for the stabilizers, an override, which is a protected switch, and an emergency stop. On the actual controller, this gives you the ability to move around the back section of your apparatus so that you can view visually what's taking place. This is going to be your front left and front right stabilizer control, and also rear left and rear right stabilizer control. It also has assist level and stabilizer EPU. Located in the back, you'll find 2 attachment points or tow hooks. There's also warning labels regarding the use of those tow hooks. Located in the center, you'll find a warning label regarding pressurized caps and the associated hazards. And then all the way down to the very bottom, you're going to find this black indicator. This is for left to right leveling. As we move to the compartment just up from this location of compartment number 8, this is going to be your ladder storage and also long tool storage. Let's take a look inside. There are 2 35-foot ladders, a 16-foot roof, in addition with a 28 and an additional 16. Once again, there's also long poles located in that compartment. Close up here of the traffic advisor and backup camera. And then here's the access door here where the drain valve is located for your aerial. Additional close-ups here of the other side of the apparatus. You're going to find some warning labels here and some danger regarding electrical activity and riding on the apparatus. Please take a look at those warning labels and hazard labels. Let's go ahead and move around to the passenger side rear compartment. Pull-out shelf on the bottom, 2 adjustable shelves, and LED lighting. Underneath, you'll find your outrigger pad and also the receiver location, just as you have on the opposite side, 2x2-inch receiver. You also have a 20 amp plug here, and just above that, you'll find bottle storage location. Moving just above this location, we're going to find an additional compartment that has adjustable shelving here. Once again, LED lighting. Let's move slightly up from this location. We're going to find the bottle storage location for your aerial device. There are 2 bottles here. These are air bottles, and you also have a detachable storage location for your floodlight. This does unplug. Located between the 2 rear duals, you'll find bottle storage locations, and just forward of that, you'll find an additional long compartment, adjustable shelving, and also this danger label regarding electrical shock. Please seek your owner's manual for information on all of your warning, hazard, and danger labels. Let's go ahead and move forward of this location. You can see the next smaller access door here. This is once again bottle storage location. It also has secure straps. Let's go ahead and look down from this location here. You're going to find your exhaust. This is the outlet. You're also going to find a warning label regarding extremely hot temperatures for your exhaust, and be cautious where you park. On this compartment, same as the other side, you have a push button reel rewind, and of course at the top, a 200-foot reel. Close-ups here of those images, once again, 20 amp, 200 feet long, cord reel rewind, and then your cord reel up here in the left-hand corner with the endpoint termination location for holding that. As we move up from that location, this is going to be just in front of the bulkhead of the cab, additional storage, and then in this compartment we'll find a variety of different pull-out shelves that pull out and tilt downward. Underneath this compartment, you'll find a pull-out standing shelf for ease of access into that compartment. At the very top section, you'll have this flip-up style door. It houses ladders, and you can see on the left-hand side additional storage, and at the very top, potential board storage locations for your EMS boards. Let's go ahead and take now a look at the side of the apparatus. This is the cab portion of the apparatus. Similar configuration. You have this blue side-facing emergency light. As we look forward, there are also on both sides grab handles for the front and rear section for personnel getting in, and then all of your doors have a keyed latch handle. Looking overhead, you can see your Henderson Fire on the side of your logo, an additional compartment for storage. And as we look underneath this ladder location, we're going to find the control spot for all of your SCBA bottles. This is where they come and tie into. This is where you'll access this door to set the pressure and also for refilling those air bottles. Let's go inside the cab. We have 2 rear-facing seats, which both house SCBA-style seats within them. In the doors, you'll find reflective tape and flashing LED lights for warning that the door compartment is open. Inside the compartment, you'll find adjustable shelves, LED lighting at the very top. You'll find an additional shore power inlet and also generated power. The switches on the side are for the control of those lights with inside the compartments. Located at the very base of this compartment, you have an additional storage location. These are just some close-ups here of those individual compartments. These are the ones underneath that storage cabinet, and as we look to the very top section, you'll find an additional storage location here with also a switch which is on the right-hand side. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some of the components between the 2 seats. At the very base, you're going to find an access door. This is for accessing your oil and transmission checks. The compartment just above now that we're picturing here has LED lighting inside, and this is once again the compartment oil checks. There is an interior light within inside this compartment. Overhead, you'll find your climate control. And then let's go ahead and move now up to the front section of the cab. We're going to find at all points of entry warning labels. Please seek the advice of those warning labels. As we look inside the cab itself, we'll find 1 glove box and also grab handles, and also just to direct you to that white knob, this is going to be the pull cord for your front bell.
Looking just inside the glove box compartment here, we've got some stuff here for storage, but this is also the location where your microphone will go for transportation. Looking on the left, this is going to be your MDT location. This is on the dash passenger side, and then overhead you'll find additional information here regarding a storage location, high intensity reading light. You'll also have your Sirius XM, Bluetooth, Jensen heavy duty weather radio, and to the left your unit radio. Overhead, this is going to be your siren control PA system for your public announcement system. And as we look back onto the dash, you'll find 12-volt access, barrel style, and then just forward of that location in the black, you're going to find USB 12-volt access. Located in the center, you'll find additional information for storage of map books or other types of items for book storage. And then on the side of that, you're going to find your vehicle data recorder. This is a vehicle data recorder port for diagnostics. You're also going to find this black push button. It is a radio push to talk. It is for your overhead system, which is your David Clark system. This is once again on the passenger side. Let's move now to the driver's side. Once again, points of entry have all of those warning labels. And as we move inside, I would like to point out there are a couple warning and danger labels here, and then also in yellow a placard. We'll talk about that in the next set of images. And then as we look up to the dash itself, about left knee height, we'll talk about this set of things. As we step into the cab, this is a air actuated drop down step, gains access into the cab. Here is the side of the access of the door. You can see at the very top you have a grab handle and then all of your electric window controls. As we move down to the base or foot area of the cab, we're going to find your foot pedals for your air horn and also your mechanical siren. Let's go back now about right ankle location. While sitting in the cab, you'll find your manufactured by Pierce Manufacturing. This has the date of manufacture, January 2018, a job number. It also has gross vehicle weight ratings, cold tire inflation, VIN number, and all of your fluid capacities and components for those capacities for fluid. On the left knee height, you're going to find your transmission ABS display. This is in green. Just above from that, you'll find in black the tech module. And then just beneath that, you're going to find your ABS diagnostic, engine diagnostics, your regen, and your DPF regen. Let's look up from this location. This is your quarter turn battery switch. This is your master battery switch. Moving just to the opposite side of that battery switch, we're going to find your interaxle differential lock. It's currently in the unlocked position. The light is not illuminated. If you move this lever to the locked position, the light will illuminate and your axle will be locked. Looking back to the dash area on the left, ignition, start switch, and then your hazards. This is similar to your four-way hazards. Also, you're located is the EM switch, emergency master, your headlight for parking and headlights, and then a panel dim switch. Looking at the actual dash itself, you'll find your transmission on the left, DEF fill location, and you're also going to find water and also oil pressure. In the center, you'll find your tachometer and speedometer, and on the right, you're going to find your volts, fuel, front air, and rear air. And then in between the two, you'll find at the very top informational displays. As you can see, currently lit, you have your parking brake on and no one is belted. Just beneath that, you'll find your turn and bright light indicator for your headlights, and then also an information switch in yellow currently indicating 74 degrees and your miles. Moving just to the right of the steering wheel, you'll find in yellow, this is the pull-on for your system parking brake, push to release. You're also going to find your Allison transmission pad currently indicated in neutral. And as we move to the right, we'll find a variety of different switches here. First, let's start with your engine brake on-off, your engine brake for low, medium, and high, off-road traction, the ability to start your generator or stop it, and also manual transfer switch and your mirror heat. Moving up from this location, we'll find additional switches, one for your aerial master and your aerial PTO, platform leveling, a future switch location, your rear basket floods, additional future location, AM/FM radio on-off switch, and also a load manager, which is currently lit. Moving just beneath this, you'll find your front wheel lock, and to the right, you'll find a push button. This is your radio push to talk. Up above, you'll find mirror controls for left and right mirrors. And then as we look just into the front, you're going to find your climate control. This controls climate in the cab for front and rear. Overhead, you'll find your height, length, and gross vehicle weight rating. This is a placard over the operator's head. Generalized view here over the operator's head. We'll talk about those switches individually next. First, let's start with your emergency master, roof lights, front warning, side warning, lower rear warning, upper rear warning. You also have a high beam flash and also your opticom. Let's move just to the right of this location to the next set of switches, and we'll start in the upper left-hand corner with these. Starting with your siren horn, which is a selector switch, siren brake, your perimeter lights, a future switch location if you choose to add additional switches, driver side flood, passenger side flood, the front basket flood, and also rear scene. Moving even further to the right, you're going to find your siren and PA control. You can see the individual power switch and then the cable to the right-hand side for your individual PA. Let's go ahead and talk about in the very center of the apparatus, you'll find this red light indicating do not move your apparatus if lit. It's indicating that you have a door or a compartment open. The VIN number is also located on that yellow placard. It's also located on the A pillar of the driver's side. Generalized view here from the driver's seat looking backward at that storage compartment. And then let's look overhead. You can see your David head Clark system and individual controls for each individual headset. You can also see at the very top your heat and climate control, and at the very base those two rear-facing SCBA seats, and then you also have two additional fold-down seats that are forward-facing on the right and left-hand side. Additional compartment spaces underneath, which we mentioned earlier, but let's look inside this compartment. First, you have adjustable shelves and also the ability to plug in for shore power. We're back up onto the pedestal. Let's first talk about this area, warning labels, and also underneath you'll find an access door and then also an air supply outlet for the operator at the pedestal. Let's take a look at those individually and break down some of those components themselves. As you can see in the upper left-hand corner, there is the possibility for pinch because of those moving parts. There is a warning label for that. In the upper left-hand corner, the black round device, this is an audible speaker. And then there's also a warning label just above that also regarding electrical hazards. As we look inside the compartment itself, this is the pedestal. On the left, you'll find warning and danger labels. We'll start and break down some of the components here. First, the mushroom here for the emergency stop in red. You also have nozzle controls, and to the right, ladder controls. And then in the center, you'll find your Pierce command zone. This is a display here with a variety of different menu buttons beneath it. First, let's start with the emergency stop. Once this button has been activated, it shuts off all of the aerial device. Just beneath that, you have tracking, rear basket, under basket, and front basket lights, and then aerial speed for slow, normal, and fast, and also emergency hydraulic power. You have nozzle control on the left, stream and fog, right and left, lower and raise, and then you have all of your ladder controls through these three knobs, extend, retract, right and left, and then lower and raise. Those same modules are up at the pedestal or up at the basket also. On the cover, you're going to find information regarding your 100-foot steel aerial platform. It's a load chart. Also, while you're flowing water, whether it's wet or dry, and then nozzle positions and the ability of flowing those GPM. This is going to be the same speaker at the tip. This is your volume control, push to talk. Let's look on the side of the ladder. Similar to where this location is, you're going to find a light to illuminate your incline in degrees, and that's located from -10 all the way up to 80 degrees. At the base of the ladder underneath this access door, you'll find your extend, retract, right and left, lower and raise. These are your overrides. Difficult to see in this image, but I've got another image here. This switch is going to be your emergency stop and PTO bypass. Generalized view here of your 3-section steel ladder. As we look at the ladder, you'll find on the left and right side, you have additional boxes here for storage of equipment. Also, as you move toward the tip, you'll find an additional ground ladder. This is going to be a roof style ladder, in addition with on the opposite side long tool storage. Looking here at the bucket itself, you can see on the left and right you have adjustable telescoping floodlights. As we move inside the bucket, we're first going to find that red switch as we did at the pedestal. This is your emergency stop. Just beneath that, a variety of different attachment points here. This is for personnel, and you can see the label here for attaching personnel while operating with inside the bucket during elevation. Located in the center are your controls. Let's go over those controls. First at the top, you've got nozzle control. On the right side, you've got aerial speed. You also have a 20 amp outlet, breathing air. As we look at the controls, extend and retract, left and right, and raise and lower. Under the aluminum cover, you're going to find, once this is open, this is your Pierce command zone and all the associated menu buttons to access through that. Beneath that, you'll find an audible warning and also breathing air. As we look, you'll find a chainsaw scabbard, and you're also going to find additional information here regarding weights and water flows on the left, and additional warning and hazard labels. Let's go ahead and take a look at those 100-foot stereo aerial platform load chart. You can see clearly identified here for the amount of load that can be in the bucket. Also in the upper right-hand corner, you'll find a location for storing your chainsaw. You're also going to find you have an axe and an axe storage location at the base of this compartment. Let's go ahead and take a look at the nozzle now. You have two nozzles. These are the control valves for each of these discharges. On the right and left, they are both turn wheels, and located in the center for that 2.5-inch discharge, there is a ball valve located here. This is going to be just underneath the aerial itself. This is a complete storage location with plenty of LED lighting, and also the location of your generator and access door for your generator. Congratulations, Henderson, Nevada, on your new apparatus. If you have any questions regarding your apparatus or the content within this video, please contact your Hughes Fire sales representative. Congratulations and good luck.